So the work doesn't stop once the program's up and running. For your partner, at least for you, you can definitely take a deep breath there. But we really want to make sure we're doing business reviews, and you yourself internally should also always be benchmarking, whether you're using a reimbursement program or you're using a taxable allowance or a company car, whatever your program is. You should be doing business reviews annually, especially because we have so many field people on the road every single day. So programs reviews really should be key pillars to how these programs are managed against inflation. For us, we prioritize that a lot. And again, your programs really shouldn't stay stagnant. Things are always changing, and they should be updated to meet your goals and your needs as discussed. So this helps to reduce risk of taxes. It helps to increase your ROI. So business reviews include things like performance reviews with success manager, measuring against your previously determined KPIs, looking at new potential vehicle types that might make more sense, setting up financial goals for the next year, and then discussing any changes to regulations that we need to take into account. But again, this shouldn't stress you out. It should be very simple with effective outsourcing, but it is a cornerstone of what should be prioritized for you in terms of how to fight inflation with these programs on the road. Because they do cost a lot. If you're using a fleet, for example, it's a lot. So make sure you're reviewing at least once annually. Now, common KPIs that companies measure against to see if their program is trending successfully or if it needs to be adjusted include things like mileage minimums and trending mileage. So as Torben mentioned before, and how I mentioned really briefly, hybrid programs are very common. So you might want to have certain drivers on one type and others on another. That can be determined with your partner. And if you are doing something like a phased in approach where you're like, okay, shoot, we've got company cars, we want to start bringing in an option for reimbursement, having mileage minimums in place for qualification is a really good idea because it's easier for you to keep track of what's going on and who's going to most likely be of good fit for each option. The other option, or KPI rather, is compliance status, so tax compliance. We encourage organizations to use their quarterly tax reports, even if they tax on an annual basis, just to see where they're trending and work with their partner to do that. Spend year to date and cost savings so far is also very, very helpful to see. And then finally, industry position versus competitors. Partners like us and some other partners in the space will help you do industry benchmarks. They'll use data from similar companies in chemical distributing to help you understand where you are, where you want to be versus your competition, and where you want to play. And you can adjust as necessary.